Hey everybody, it's your old pal Brian Hunt, and welcome to another episode of 60 Seconds of Risk. And today I'm coming from a construction job site here in Carrollton, Texas, where I'm talking to my very good friend and also client, Emmit. Emmit, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Emmit Coots. I was born in Oklahoma, made my way to Texas, and I own and operate STOOC GC, just kind of a boutique general contracting firm.
So Emmit, how long have you been doing construction now for?
I started my construction career in 1996.
And when you started doing 1996, what kind of work were you doing? Just strictly GC, or were you doing other types of stuff?
Well, at the time, I got out of the Marine Corps in October 96, and I needed a job. I landed in College Station, Texas.
Okay.
So the idea was to go to school, and I needed a job. So I got a job as a laborer.
Okay.
With a local firm there.
Very good. Well, obviously, people my network know, and especially North Texas, all Texas. If you're doing construction, there's a pretty good chance you went to A&M.
That's correct. The Department of Construction Science.
Department of Construction Science. So I'll go with the fact. I like the fact you went to A&M to get your construction science, and you work in construction at the
That's
same
correct.
time.
Well, that's kind of how I fell into it.
Yeah.
They asked me what I wanted to study in school.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. And they're like, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm in construction. And she was like, go construction science.
There you go.
So from the day one of school, it was always construction science.
Awesome. So obviously, in this channel, we talk a lot about construction a lot of times and risk and the combination of the two. But I always say and I always think, and I always enjoy working with clients like you, is that I respect those individuals who decide to go off on their own and probably take one of the biggest risks you can to start your own firm. So what was your motivation to start your current firm?
The company I was working with,
Yeah.
they closed their Dallas office.
Okay, that'll do it.
Yeah, it pushed me right into, it was actually in 2010 when
Yeah.
the economy was in pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
And I knew a female that also got laid off, and she knew a guy in Houston that had a firm. And we just kind of did a combination of the three of us.
Yeah.
And we started looking for work in Dallas, and it was born.
Excellent. So we're here at your job site here in Carrollton, and this is like a tenant improvement, correct?
Yes.
And so is that sort of your sweet spot as far as what you want to concentrate on going forward?
Yes. Understanding that you do a lot of stuff on risk management. And as I thought through the process, a lot of the risk involves things that you don't have control of. One of the things you don't have control of is the weather.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
And so when you do a remodel or a new tenant interior, it's inside.
True.
So you take kind of all the elements out of it.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
So I think as a small boutique firm, I kind of wanted to start small, and a lot of people want to gravitate towards ground up. Yeah. And I probably would do a ground up, but at this point, I think I just want to stick to kind of the tenant interior work.
Look, that's smart, because I think, unfortunately, there's a lot of the construction graveyards are filled with firms that get way too ahead of their skis or take on too much, and they find out they overextend themselves. Yes. And so cash is king, and they don't have a good cash flow, and
yes.
Unfortunately, it happens all the time.
Well, absolutely, they want to get big and make more money.
Yeah.
But that's when you start losing control. You start losing quality.
Sure.
You lose a lot of things.
Yeah.
And as a small firm, I can have my hands in essentially everything.
As you think about a small firm and starting a small firm, and people who might be thinking about doing it themselves, what would you say are the top three things, if there are top three things, that someone should consider, or at least understand what they're about to do or about to jump into? What sort of foundation would you set first before you decide someone to open up their own firm?
Well, I think everybody that has a knowledge of construction knows that you have to have a pipeline of work.
Correct.
Right? And as long as you have that pipeline, you should be pretty good. And then you can manage the risk from there. But you definitely have to have an influx of work. So you're networking, which you're amazing at.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You have to have a network,
right?
You have to have a common knowledge of construction, and then you have to be willing to work. Yeah. I mean, you have to literally put in the hours, because when you first start, you estimate, you go out and meet people, you do the pay apps, you do the whole process from beginning to end.
Wow.
So
that's fantastic. And so then, obviously, as you small firm, and you think about where you are now and going to the future, and obviously being in North Texas is probably not a bad place to be. What do you envision, or sort of maybe your goals or ambitions over the coming years?
Continual development of myself. Continual development of the process. Continual just getting better at what we do, and giving the client the best product that we can.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I think it comes down to whether you're doing construction or insurance. If you're not providing the best product, then it's going to show eventually.
Absolutely.
And, your customers will not be happy, and therefore you're going to lose your clients. So, yeah.
Well, in our market, a lot of the work we get is from repeat clients and word of mouth.
Yeah.
Right? You can't sign up a website on Google and expect it to just generate work.
Correct.
People want to know what you've done, what you've built, who you are. So the first thing they do is they check your website, and then they want to get to know you.
Yeah.
But again, you have to do quality work. So.
Yeah, and I'll close on this because I've tell people I've had the pleasure of doing construction, not as much as you did, but I've been doing insurance for quite some time. But I tell people construction and insurance are very similar in the sense that they're big industries, everybody knows each other, and don't be a jerk because your reputation is a good procedure.
That's absolutely correct.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Emmit, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Everybody, once again, hope you like this content. If there's someone you'd like to see or topic to be covered on LinkedIn, please put a note here on LinkedIn page. I'd be happy to follow up on it. You can also subscribe to my channel on YouTube where I post these videos, and you can also find the links here on Twitter. Until next time, thanks guys.